It seems like the local unit is getting caught up in the negative sentiment that swept across global markets this morning. We've got the local unit trading back above that 760 handle. What are you making of the current movement we've seen?
Well, the rand was boosted by Bernanke's comments earlier this week, but that was really short-lived, and we did see the currency weakening somewhat towards late afternoon trade yesterday. With little data due out today, we do expect that the rand and currency markets to really take cue from Chairman Ben Bernanke again, who is scheduled to speak. His earlier comments did revive some hopes of QE3 and also boosted some risk sentiment. We do believe that that the rand the bias is towards further weakening in the currency, but should Bernanke's comments come in a little bit more dovish than expected, it is expected to prevent the rand from capitulating sooner rather than later. We do expect the rand to continue trading within the range that it has been of about 750 to about 775 over the next couple of days. What
do you make of the way the market reacts on a day-to-day basis, Shireen, though, to these comments out of the federal chairman? Because it's not like, the market's expecting him to say anything much different today.
Yes, the sentiment seems to be fairly mixed, and it's really an indication of increased uncertainty. Yes, there are some days where sentiment is more positive than others, but it really is, the rand is really playing a yo-yo game at the moment, where on one day we have risk on sentiment, the next day we have risk off sentiment. So it's really, markets are really playing it by ear to see what is going to happen. We do believe that the comments are going to be fairly similar to what it has been over the past 2 or 3 days. So it's not really going to have a particular market reaction, we believe, but risk sentiment could possibly change.
Where we've got risk sentiment, one factor to consider. What about carry trade appeal? Because we're going through some market commentary. We've had a trader saying that the currency's carry trade appeal could boost the local unit in the short term.
Yes, it could, but we don't believe that the carry trade potential is really likely to come from the interest rate differential, especially if you consider that the South African Reserve Bank is probably likely to keep interest rates unchanged for this year and most of next year. In fact, we do believe that they should rather look towards funding currencies such as the dollar, the yen, and the euro. So it's really going to be a matter of offshore developments instead.
Is that Standard Bank's house view that we're looking at rates on hold for this year and majority of next year as well? I mean, when are you anticipating that hiking cycle to begin, given the fact that we've had the Reserve Bank governor herself pretty cautious about that inflationary outlook, especially where we're seeing more generalized impacts coming to the fore?
Yes, we have taken into consideration Governor Marcus' comments last week, but we do believe that the Standard Bank, that the Reserve Bank is of the view that we could possibly see interest rates unchanged for the remainder of this year. We do expect rates to commence a tightening cycle towards the second half of next year, and to be exact, more in the third quarter of next year. We do expect inflation to still be above the upper limit of the inflation target for the first and second quarters of this year, with a peak of about 6.4% in the second quarter of this year. And this is against what Governor Marcus is anticipating of a peak of 6.6% in the second quarter of this year. We do believe that there is scope for rates to remain on hold.
So overall, Shireen, what kind of trading range have you pegged out for the local unit against the greenback for the rest of this week?
Well, given the current circumstances and the fact that we are expecting to take cue from offshore developments, we are expecting a fairly narrow trading range, which we have seen over the past couple of weeks, of about 750 to 775 for the rand against the dollar.